A city does not thrive if art is not present.
This is not about pretty pictures. This is about change.
In order for us to have that change, we need to amplify these artists.
We want people talking and engaging. Let's give them a broader perspective.
Moving the Margins really does focus on Black, Indigenous, and people of color, and they absolutely want to ensure that the stories that those folks are representing are brought to the forefront through their art. So creating a space just for those stories, for those peoples whose lives have literally been in the margins and bringing it front and center, that's what this organization does so well.
With our stories, there's a lot of censorship. So moving the margins allows you the time, space, funding, and the lack of censorship in order to create something that's going to benefit and open the eyes of what's going on in our society.
A lot of times galleries show disinterest when work is challenging, when it challenges their board members, when it challenges their patrons. They shy away from it. What Moving the Margins tries to do is equitize that access. We welcome all of these exchanges and we welcome them in all art forms. And we also think it's important to equitably pay them their wage or their rate.
As someone who's an artist, who was an artist in resident, I was actually so pleasantly surprised by the fact that I was being compensated well for my participation, because a lot of people just want artists to show up and just be the cheap entertainment. Moving the Margins has honored my time.
The Moving the Margins program includes a stipend for the artists. We believe that artists should be compensated for their work and effort. And in order to curate and bring together the community of artists, we also need to pay for staff. So if we want to preserve that kind of environment that is creative, inclusive, and accessible, I think Moving the Margins at the Corner Gallery fits the bill.
When it comes to Moving the Margins, there's a lot of depth to the programming. So it's not about just showing up, looking at this work, and going home. It's much deeper than that.
The biggest impact as a mother is that my daughter can go see Black artists telling their stories and understand and talk to living artists. It's about not having to wait for the field trip to the museum and getting into deep, deep subjects through the experience of art together.
This is a worthwhile cause with worthwhile people in a community that deserves to have its culture represented in this way. This community has been invigorated by Moving the Margins. The artists have really brought culture to downtown in a way that we have not seen in a long time. And I think it is so worth it to see what it looks like when this work can expand throughout the city and make an even bigger and deeper impact.
We are deeply committed to placemaking and equity as a funder, so we turned our attention to art. We believe that having an active core that represents us all is very important. And if you can agree with the idea that downtown should be active and that it should represent the whole of us, then I would urge you to consider supporting Moving the Margins.
So if you want something to live and to grow, you have to ensure that you're taking care of it. And in this way, we're taking care of the artist in its entirety, and that has the biggest ripple effect on all the rest of our community.
You want to support Moving the Margins, not because it feels good, not because you need or you have to, but because art improves our quality of life. And we're trying to bring people in and show them that this career is a necessity and tell them Moving the Margins is a place for you.